Tango 1 at the top, we are at pop-up vehicle. 10-4, Tango 1, you have control. Tango 1 copy. Stand by. Stand by.
Integrity, passion, resilience. That's what this place was built on. That's what our community is founded on. Don't act like the example, just be the example. This is the home of the greatest fitness community in the world. We're trying to create strong, able bodies, resilient to injury with a gas tank to get shit done. If there's one thing from this podcast, it's about taking immediate action, find the problem, fix the problem. This is your opportunity. It's either a hell yes or a fuck no. It's that simple. You're doing that. The Tango 1 podcast. Now is the time to take action. Now's the time to do more and be more.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tango 1 podcast. I'm your host, Tony Smith. Every week, we want you encourage you to take action against your weaknesses. And essentially, we want you just to do more and be more. Do more for others, be more for yourself. Today, my guest is my beautiful wife, my partner in crime at business, Dani Smith. We want to talk to you guys about our upcoming 6-week transformation. It is new. It's gonna be lit, as the kids would say. We were super excited to kind of dole this out, and we thought the best way to kind of introduce people to some of the new switches and changes we're making to a great old program is to chat about it. So welcome to the show, Dani. We're shooting Zoom, even though we live together still. Thought that would be different.
Some days it's better.
So are you interested in demoing your pajama pants to the audience? No, that's a clear no by the face you're making.
Well, I think the audience is probably likely wearing pajama pants, for one, and two, I have had a recent surgery, and that enables me to wear more pajama pants, which is always a plus. That's a plus.
Is literally impossible. Impossible. All right, Liz, I know you love when we bicker, so we want to make sure we get a plenty of bickering in here. I'm here slaving at the office while Dani's in his pajama pants, and
he's mad because he's wearing tight pants. That's the reason. That's why you're mad, is because you're wearing tight pants working in your office.
Well, that I am not wearing tight pants. That's a perfect segue, though. You didn't even plan it. I am wearing my 10,000 tactical pants and my 10,000 hoodie and my 10,000 durable tee. This stuff is the best. If you guys are looking at these things are I'd say comparable to the Lululemon dress pants, except for they're badass and are made for men by men. Go to the 10,000 website and you can use my code Tango15 to save. They are, I swear to God, the best pants I've ever worn, and I've worked out in them. I've chopped a whole cord of wood in them, and today here I am dressed up with nowhere to go by myself in the office on a snowstorm day in them. So, and Dani thinks they look good on my butt, right?
Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. All you do is promo your clothing. You get new clothes all the time, which, yes, they are fantastic. They look great on you. And they're good quality. However, that's all you talk about. We're talking about loose pants, pajama pants, and all you do is segue into the brand new clothes that you get from 10,000.
But you volleyed that right into my court, and I know that you want your audience, the women, to go buy their men some nice clothes so that they look stylish yet manly. Okay, not wearing yoga clothes, guys. Stop wearing yoga clothes. Wear some manly performance gear. Okay, look good doing it. All right, so 6-week transformation, babe. Let's talk about this thing. Transformation, right away, we want to make sure people understand that we do not render in weight loss challenges. And that is not what this is. So maybe hit on the kind of the roots of where this program comes from.
We always focus on something that's sustainable. So we don't, although it's a transformation, and although it's a 6-week challenge, it's not something that is going to be a massive weight drop. In some cases, it can be, depends on where you start, but we always are promoting whole foods, healthy habits, making yourself better and making sure it's sustainable. So that's essentially where the 6WT is. It's like a springboard for the rest of your life. So it's to get you used to practicing good habits. It's getting you get out of your comfort zone with healthier foods. And we have a seminar that we go through all kinds of reasons why certain things are healthier than other things. Because education is a very important part of it, but most of the time, which then leads into the 6WT, it's not the education that people lack necessarily, it's more so the accountability and the habit formation. So that is where we focus our attention mostly throughout the 6 weeks.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing we're talking about is like the habits. So this is a building blocks. We're trying to build habits in so that when chaos comes, your habits take over. Motivation is fleeting. Routine and habits are forever. That's how you stay consistent in the gym. That's how you can stay consistent with your nutrition. And I just did a podcast before coming on here, and it probably won't air till after this one actually, but the guy was, he's an expert in mental toughness, and he simplified mental toughness to such a degree that I think it's so important noting for people who want to make a significant transformation in their life and then stay there. That's what transformation isn't, like transform and go back. Transformation is new version, a better version. Could be for the worse, but this whole program is built for the better. And what he said about mental toughness was it is consistency and follow through. If you have those two things in your life, when it comes to relationships, nutrition, fitness, any other habit you might need to, that will keep you on the straight and narrow or keep you with the self-growth, you're going to kill it. Consistency and follow through. And that's what we want to teach people to do. So if we could kind of, in the last 3 weeks, Dani and I, she just mentioned she had a surgery. It has been chaos for us. The gym was supposed to be closed. So the stress of that was very high. Plus all the Karens that were calling the police on us constantly in the health unit and the bylaws guys, coming around or not coming around and that threat thereof. But also with Dani's surgery and COVID, she needed to be COVID free. She could not fail a COVID test or her important surgery would have been backed up. And we definitely didn't want that. She was in some pain. And so we made the decision that I had to move out of the house. So moving out of the house was, now you add the closures on top of that, moving out of the house. Dani's now going to have surgery. I'm not even going to be there for it. It was stressful, but I can tell you, like, the habits that came into play, the following of the meal plan, loose following of meal plan that I do all the time, the making sure I go to the gym, the non-negotiable items that we put into our lives, both her and I, kept us structured and it kept us winning. And maybe I wasn't hitting a 90% like I shoot for, but aiming small, you miss small. I was still nailing like an 80% and getting to the gym 2 times a day and getting the food in and doing all those great things. That's the kind of importance that comes from a 6-week learning process like this. So this is probably the 8th time we've run the 6-week transformation. We've changed it from time to time. And the shred that we run in the summer is the same type of program, but this year we're changing it up huge. And it's going to be the 2022 version. It's going to be a 6-week transformation, the amazing race. So let's talk about that, babe, and kind of where that idea came from and where we don't watch much TV, but when we do, it's Survivor, Amazing Race. So let's hear what you got to say about that thing.
Yeah, I think Amazing Race is something that is important to us and always has been, and now is even better because the kids watch it with us. Survivor is one of the shows that we watch too, because traveling and going to really interesting places has always been something that we put our time and money towards. So that's probably the main reason why this was kind of an easy thing to pick up and to plan around, because just from watching season to season and getting some ideas from there. So that's kind of where it came from. Also, the fact that you kind of have to be innovative, let's say, with where you can and can't go or what you can and can't do right now. And it has been for the last several years because of COVID. So I think that getting people to do things that maybe they wouldn't normally do and do that also with a partner is going to be something that is obviously different, but in a very exciting way.
Yeah, this 6WT will be the first one ever where it is you and one other person, a partner. You're racing this thing, this transformation, this 6-week, these obstacles, these different things we're going to throw at you with one person. And we've had absolutely, Dani does the fuel. I do the fitness programming and a lot of the other stuff behind the scenes for the transformation. We've had it is like the results we have been absolutely phenomenal with people with body composition change. In particular, our last one, the body composition, the lean muscle gain was outstanding. We've had a ton of fat loss, inches lost, people coming off their meds. Like, this is massive. And one thing that people have always done well was the teams, but the teams of 6 or 8, it is a lot easier in a group of 6 or 8 for somebody to fall off the radar and not quite hold their own or pull their weight, for lack of a better word, right? When you are going to be with one other person, especially if it's a person that means a lot to you, I know there's a few husband and wives doing this, a few like best friends. You do not.
That could be disastrous as well. So let's
come
see
on.
how that
Let's
plays
focus
out.
on the positive. We would do it. All right. So that is going to be like unreal. The amount of accountability, level of accountability that's going to come to that. So we're asking people to pick a partner. It could be somebody from the gym. It could be somebody, a new person. If you don't have a partner, we will find you one. And if we don't have a partner for you, we're going to put you with a coach, because our coaches are all taking it flight in this one too, and excited to roll with it. I think this is going to be by far the best 6W team we've ever put together. We've always said we have a lot of people. We want to build habits, right? And we don't want people to feel like they need to do this every single year. We want them to want to do it every single year because they like the adventure, they like the challenge, they like the motivation. But we want you to learn the habits that will keep it sustainable, and to see people that are coming back for the 3rd or 4th time, and not because they've gained a lot of weight, just because they like love doing this, I think is the best. And this is probably the best time in the gym. Maybe garage gym games could be argued, but the 6WT is one of the best things we do in the gym. It is so amazing. And then that final day where we do the red carpet and we bring everybody in all dressed up and we announce the results, that is my number one day in the gym. The difference in the confidence, the way people carry themselves, and then seeing them not in their not in their gym clothes, dressed up and proud of themselves, it's dynamic. I cannot wait for that day. So we got sorry, I thought you were gonna fucking talk there for a second. You just looked at me. I was wondering if you were frozen. Anyways,
No,
we got
just waiting.
we got Ben Graham coming in too. So the body scans are part of that, Danny. Maybe you can talk about the body scans a little bit, because that is definitely something that's kind of unique to this program that we do here at the Garage Gym.
Yeah, the body scan is I love it and hate it. It's necessary for the competition because we need some way to judge who is a winner. And it's better and more precise than any tape measurements that we could do for you. So for those, in those respects, it's good. It also kind of tells you where you're at, and then it compares from day 1 until 6 weeks out. So that's a good thing. Sometimes people get a little bit caught up, especially on the first one, because they maybe look at themselves a little bit differently in the mirror. So that can be either a really, really highly motivating, or it can be a bit of a knock down. But we address that in the seminar and make sure that everyone understands that, like, listen, this is day 1. It doesn't matter. Nothing's going to change. This is you. And then you have 6 weeks to really get moving and to really focus on being healthier. And that will then show in the scan at the end of 6 weeks.
Right. The Staiku body scan is there's some other abstract things that people don't think about when you look at these. Like, one, for people who have done it multiple times, you can now lay that picture. Ben will lay that over top of each other, for the whole way through, for your whole way through this challenge. So, or for the many times you've done this challenge or scanned. And for me, I see like drastic improvements in my posture. That, like, the first time I got my scan back for Ben, I was like, oh, look at this hunched over old man. And, that was showing me some issues that's probably happening in my, sitting at my desk, walking around, but also maybe some weaknesses in my training, some things that I was not addressing, right? The opening up, the more pulling than pushing. And I found that that's really helped me too. And then when you talk about the, it's kind of a punch in the face a little bit for some people, or a punch in the gut, right? It is so important. Like, I think a lot of people really don't know where they are on the map. And if you don't know where you are on a map, if you don't have that thing, then how are you ever going to make a plan to get to where you got to go? If I want to drive to Toronto, I have to know that I'm in Windsor so that I know how to get to Toronto. Like, so you need to like put yourself on that map, get your waypoint, as much as that part might suck, the ego, and then just work every single day at being 1% better, right? As you get 1% better and you establish a bunch of habits that are going to help you along the way, then that is going to, pay dividends in the end. So when we talk about Dani and I in the 6WT and why we love it, so we met, whatever it is, almost 12 years ago or something like that now. And right away, the very first time Dani and I went away together was within probably a month of us hooking up. And we went on a backpacking trip through Algonquin Park. And it rained and it poured the whole time we were there. And she never complained. And that was kind of like for me, the point where I knew, like, oh, this girl's something special. And I think like traveling with somebody and running around with somebody and doing the not so typical vacations that we've done really made us fall in love with the amazing race, because running around with a backpack, jumping on buses with, we had buses with dogs literally tied to, people are going to get all upset when they hear that, but then it wasn't our choice. Dogs tied to the top of it, chickens inside the bus. We have seen some crazy
This
things
is not
in our travels.
Algonquin. That was Panama, just to clarify.
Yeah, if you're just talking about any kind of trip all over the place, jumping on buses, running around, trying different foods, doing things that are not normal is the way to live. And we're just going to hopefully expose you guys to some of those things in Essex County. We're not going to be, we're limited by our surroundings and by the budget, obviously, but we want to just implement some things that maybe are going to get you guys thinking out of the box when it comes to ways of getting healthy without just being in a typical, doing some bench press or some curls. So Dani, you got any ideas on what we might throw at these people? Should we kind of sneak peek some of it or no?
I don't think so. That would I think ruin you can give them maybe suggest or a thought about, like, if you were watching The Amazing Race, give them a scenario that they might encounter and what that might look like.
Yeah, so you're gonna get clues. You're gonna have to make choices on which adventure you're going to choose, which challenge you're going to choose, and then you're going to have to do them together. Another thing we really want to increase, and we think that this race is going to do so, is the communication within the group. So I think like the more you communicate, the more you give to a program, the more you're going to get out of it. And we really want to encourage that this time around. And I think that these races and little adventures we're going to be doing are really going to help with that. So I'm super stoked for that. Yeah,
I think that having a teammate that you choose. If you don't have a teammate, that's okay. We'll hook up the singles, but that'll be nice too for people who maybe don't know a whole lot of people in the gym yet, or maybe you just want to pick someone new that either you don't really know that well and that's been in your classes before, or you want to do like a what are those things where people go on dates and they sit down at a table and then they go to like the next table and they talk
like speed dating or something, speed dating, lightning dating.
Maybe that's you. Maybe that's part of the adventure too. I don't know, but either way, you can pick a teammate or we can pick them for you. I take bribes, so if there's someone that you have your eye on, let me know. Maybe more can happen than just the transformation.
I had no idea we were going to be going the Tinder route here with the with the info that we're trying to get out, but okay, keep going.
Just throwing it out there. But yeah, definitely promoting more communication, because like Tony said, we have had in the past where I think most people that get the most out of it are going to be those who really put a lot of effort into all of the things, not just their nutrition, not just their social game, when they kind of like really embrace the entire challenge for the 6 weeks.
Yeah. So over the last 2 years, one thing that I'm super proud of in our household, Dani and I, is that I would say that I am in better shape. And I think you coming off surgery, maybe you're a little bit set back a little bit, but is that from a standpoint of nutrition, you and I have never been as dialed in for as long. And I think that is the opposite that most people have experienced. Like what was that stat you said, babe? What's been the average weight gain?
Oh yeah. So we were having a staff meeting the other day and someone brought it up. Could be level 10 brought it up about what we thought was the average weight gain over the last 2 years with COVID. And I
Not our gym
believe
members, just like people in North America, right?
general,
Yeah.
the world, maybe, I don't know. And I believe the answer was 37 pounds. So
37 pounds. That's crazy. So that's another part of the inspiration here is Danny and I feel like, I mean, our business was supposed to have been closed almost 500 days in the last 2 years. If you can imagine the stress that we have been under, our entire family lives of this. We have 4 full-time employees who also live off this, and their children. Like, there is a lot at stake. We are under a lot of stress, and habits that we gleaned before kept us going strong. And habits that we added during COVID actually helped us to be in the best shape we have ever been in terms of nutrition. I mean, even I would say in terms of personally, in terms of strength and performance, I feel like I'm in a better place cardiovascular than I've ever been. Maybe not ever, but a very, very long time, and probably ever. And also the combination thereof with strength. So focusing on strength, focusing on cardio without going overboard, not taxing my system to the point where I'm running myself down. That's been a huge part. So I could really hammer out the strength. And then the cardio has been something different. And the way we've implemented this cardio is some of the things that we want to introduce you to. And some of the other habits that we gained during the 75 hard challenge. 75 hard challenge was awesome. However, very not sustainable. But there's some things that we pulled out of that I think that have never left our lives. And I don't think ever will leave our lives. And that's the kind of stuff we want to introduce you guys to. We want to give you the tools to win so that when chaos strikes, you are operating at an optimal level during sub-maximal conditions that is how you know you're winning. And we really want to show you that. So some of the things Danny and I have been doing with us not being vaccinated, we don't have really a lot of choices of places we gotta go. So we really got around Essex County a lot and did a lot of things, a lot of cool things that were free or near free with that involved being outside. And we really want you guys to kind of experience a little bit more of what Essex County has to offer and do it with somebody that you care about or that you're going to care about. Maybe that's as Danny says.
well, I think that too with COVID, like there's no excuse to get unhealthier in a pandemic or whatever. So like I get it, because trust me, I get it that it's stressful and that things are just like not normal and you don't get to do the things that you want to do and yada, yada, yada. Well then why not be in control of the things that you can be in control of? And in the meantime, why not allow that to be the best part about doing all those things is being healthier so that you have better immunity for things when something like this does happen, so that you can have a good immune system. Like, it's not an excuse to just let yourself just have all the excuses all of a sudden. Everyone is going through this. It's just, I just don't think that it's fair to yourself or to your family to let yourself get unhealthier. And if that happened, okay, well, this is the challenge for you. Let's get back to it. Let's get back onto the path of eating healthy and drinking less alcohol, or moving, being more active. Like you can always start again. There's no sense of just kind of like throwing your hands up.
Yeah, I agree. So just so you guys know, this is what you get. We're just going to run this down for you. So every transformation includes access to the Garage Gym app. For those of you that are new to us, we have a slick app. Everything is run through there. You're able to communicate back and forth with the coaches. That's where we are able to upload pictures to get your how-to videos for your workouts. You get unlimited classes for the Garage Gym. So there's only 2 ways into the Garage Gym, and we are pretty cooked in both spots right now. So locking down that spot, now that we're open officially or allowed to reopen, I expect these spots to go fast, is by one, doing Spear, which is our membership, kind of like how you get into here and how you kind of feel comfortable, or a transformation program. Those are the only 2 ways into the gym. And this is one of them right now, right? So you're going to get the challenge, obviously. You're going to get put into a private Garage Gym app where you'll have a lot of extra stuff going back and forth, recipes, motivation from coaches, your challenges, feedback from other people, and competition. Competition always helps a little bit. We're going to have some great prizes We'll have those locked down, but they have been incredible in the past. I can tell you, like last time we had a sent some people to an Airbnb for a weekend. We've had people get a 1-year membership here. We've sent people to the retreat on Luga Vita out in Erie, Lake Erie. We've had some amazing prizes. You're going to get access to our world-class training atmosphere. You guys have heard me talk on this podcast before. Culture is everything here. And the people, the Garage Gym Army, are truly the greatest fitness community in the world. You're going to get before and after pictures and before and after Staiku scans, which you can hang on to and, always have access to. And furthermore to that, there's going to be a nutrition seminar. There's going to be a challenges weekly, all kinds of challenges on this one. Probably the most engaging program we've ever run. And then that beautiful red carpet ceremony at the end of it, which is just such a great time to have a glass of wine or some champagne, some appetizers, and hang out and see everybody and cheer each other on with the results. So we have a complicated way of, not complicated, but it's some math involved with figuring out who the winners are and how that works. Don't worry about that. Sign up to get better, and hoping that winning and losing weight and knowing that winning and maybe losing that extra couple of inches is going, and changing your body composition is going to be the result of focusing on a better performing life, performing at a higher level inside and outside, and that'll get you there. We have options for members. Members, if you bring somebody in with you, a new person, there's a little bit of a incentive there too. So make sure you talk to Joe, talk to Jacqueline, talk to the team about that stuff. And you know what? The other thing is, Dani's right-hand man, her other right-hand man, Corey, has now joined the team full-time. And he's a legend when it comes to these transformations. He's so inspiring. The guy lost 100 pounds before, and he is all in. The excitement he's going to bring to this program alone is worth the price of admission. So anything else, babe, before we let this thing go?
Nope. I think just be ready to get out of your comfort zone, but in a really great way. And especially if you have done this before, that just gives you kind of a better kickstart. So you'll know somewhat what to expect. You'll have a better idea as to the types of foods that we're going to encourage you to eat. So you'll have almost an upper hand, and it's always fun to do something new and change things up. So that is those are all the reasons why you should sign up for the 6WT.
And one thing I did miss is everybody will get a fuel program for those 6 weeks designed by Dani. We're not releasing right now what the details of that are, I don't believe. So, but stay tuned. Dani is, she's responsible for thousands and thousands of pounds lost. More importantly, thousands of inches moved from, the belly or from the, some of the more places where people don't want that weight for both health reasons and for aesthetics, and moving that, shifting that body composition around and making you healthier and stronger. She does my fuel planning, and it is bang on. I swear by this stuff. So let's go after it. Let's get after it, and all are welcome. And beginner, advanced, there's always something to be learned if you come in with the right attitude. So thank you guys for listening today. And the last thing is I want to make sure we pump out our sponsors. As usual, before every single podcast, I pop down some HQ Focus. HQ is a huge sponsor of the 6WT. Everybody in the 6WT always gets a discount on those products during their time off. But if you want a discount in advance, go to their website and you can use my code TANGO15 to save. You've already heard about 10,000. And then the last sponsor we want to make sure we hit is always supporting us on all these things is Ian and Kara Murray of Team Murray Insurance. They are always giving back to the community. They're dedicated and they hold a lot of the values that the Garage Gym members have come to expect. And they are experts in the industry. So they are a one-stop shop for your home, auto, and all the insurance information and packages. So please give them a shout. Go see them at Team Murray Insurance on Instagram or Facebook. And that'll be it for today's show. So thanks for coming on, babe. And you are
anytime, just sitting in your office.
You are looking, actually, your color's coming back a lot. Focusing, recovering. I know you've spent a lot of time just focused on getting healthy foods into you. And it's crazy how fast you were able to get off those pain meds and start to look back to yourself. So good for you.
Thanks.
It's always something more important than the medicine. There's always another way. So make sure you focus on health and food first.
Now's the time to do more and be more.